okay, quit, pack it up, go find a 9-to-5 job, you know, it's over. Over? What are you talking about? Sweat, you know, all this to do that. And he ended up getting there and qualifying. And it's just, he said to me again, because I interviewed my radio show, but I also did a written interview for my blog. And he told me that, he said, man, you have some really great questions. I go, I do my homework. I go, I can see that. Because I did a pre-interview with him when I met him the first time. And all these things fascinate me. Because I know we all look at challenges differently, right? Don't we look at challenges differently? Don't we all look at challenges differently? And that's okay. But this is where you come to event like this and you listen to what I'm sharing. You know, I'll send you my you give me your email address, I'll send you all my stuff. Why? Because at the end of the day, I want to pay it forward, just like people done for me. My mentors paid forward their experience for me, 60. And now I have PSA members. Julia's going to be speaking next. I've been influenced by my new member of my PSA CEO, Tanya Hopp in Austin, Texas. Every month she's pushing me. You do this, tweak this. We're writing a book called Tweak Your Way to Success. Because it's all about tweaking, right? What are you doing? So I empower you is we all can succeed. We all can. I started, I'll show you a powerful story. I wrote, in 2008, I wrote an article, okay? Three articles, for a magazine called Empower Magazine, okay? It was a contest that I won, okay? The next year, I wrote 3 articles for the Toronto Public Library and got paid for those. I took 3 articles I engineered them and I leveraged them all over Ontario and I got speaking engagements. My friends who have written books couldn't even do that. Why? Why do you think? I was so successful at that. There's a story, there's a moral of this story. Why?
Was it passionate?
Thank you. What else?
Attitude.
Yes? No fear. Actually, no fear. I got rejected a lot. A lot. Fast forward, 2015, got the book out, and I was being interviewed by someone. And she says, so what would you tell someone now? Would they do the same thing? Absolutely. I got 4 people doing it right now who are actually writing articles, doing a blog. I do blogs, Wordpress, blogging, bloggers. So I have 4 bloggers right now that are actually blogging, and they're going to turn their blogs into books, and one is going to be done next year. Why the moral of this story? Resume, right? You know, a 3-page resume? A couple of us, 4? What's a 4-page resume? What's a 3-page resume? 2-page resume? Yeah, I have a 3-page resume, it's okay. So we all have this resume. That is a story about us, right? There's a gentleman named Martin Bruckland. You want to write it down? Martin Bruckland. Okay? Martin Bruckland was originally called the Leaked Resumes. Amazing gentleman. He speaks that happened. LeakedResumes.com is his website. And he shared me this, he told me this. It's Jim, your resume is your story. Your story about you. And I think that we actually have to look at it and say, what's so amazing about us? What's amazing about you? Because my resume can't stand anything against your resume. There's no doubt, right? Why? Why can't my resume challenge your resume? Why? What?
Experiences, education, skills.
Exactly. And Moran's going to talk about this, and he actually wrote an article. I have 4 copies here. He wrote an article. Everybody see the book, what they call Canadian Immigrant? It's a free magazine. You can pick up anywhere in Toronto. I have 4 copies here. Show them my time here. Okay. And it says, stand up from the crowd. Okay? So he says, be confident. Don't waste time. Be proactive. Participate in meetings. Fix problems. Help out. Lead with ideas. Improve yourself. Go beyond your job description. Be hardworking. Did anybody fit any of those? Anybody passionate about one of those? I think I can name like 8 of them, and 2 of them I need to work on. But one of them that I really appreciate is improve yourself. Always improve yourself. I did a talk on Wednesday to a lunch and learn group called Entrepreneurs of Poor Credit. I spoke in there a couple of times. At the end of the organizer says, okay, I need to make an announcement. I'm like, you, Jim. I'm like, oh boy, I was sure I should hide. I stood there like this. He goes, I am thoroughly impressed. Okay, my pants up here. Because you had come here in the past and spoken, and I was impressed then. But I'm very impressed with what you've done now. You started the Speakers Association. Everyone's engaged with you. Nobody went to the washroom. No, everyone wanted my business card. And people were engaged. And I go, you've had other speakers who come in, and nobody talks to them. Nobody went to the gentleman in the front row and said, what's your name? They didn't go up to the person in the back row and says, do you have a question? You were thoroughly engaging. There was 25 people in the restaurant, and it was very busy, but it didn't matter. It's about engaging. So I always appreciate that, and when I hear comments like that, it makes me feel good. Now, if I hear negative comments, I take that as constructive criticism, and I work forward. I spoke in the States in June for 200 people. People came after me at the end saying they didn't like to talk. How many people came after me and saying they didn't like to talk? 200 people. How many? Huh? A handful. You know what? I sat down with every single one with a pen and paper and I wrote down what they said about me. You know why? Why? Absolutely. They said, wow, I've never had it like that. I said, what? Take my negative, I go, if I can't take that and deal with it, then I'll never become a great speaker. Never. She goes, I don't know what to say. I'm like, what did I say? I said, thanks. Because I did have people who liked me. One lady said to me, she goes, I'm going to do what you do. I'm like, what? I said, what does that mean? Because she speaks from like this. She does all her talks. She does podium talks. She goes, hi, my name is Julie. I speak on health. Very monotonous. And I said, there's nothing wrong being a podium speaker. A podium speaker is great because you're here, you're stationary, you're directed. He goes, yeah, but you're there, you're looking at people, they're following you around. I go, yeah, I hope they're following me around. She goes, my mentor says I should do that, she says. I said, and? Just, but I don't do it. I said, why? She goes, I'm scared. I said, so how do I convince you? You know what she said to me? Guess what she said to me? You know what she said to me? Fearless. I'm not there yet. I know. And I said, yes, you can. She emailed me a week later. She did a talk from the pulpit, but she went to the audience. The organizer says, called her up the next day. She says, hey, I've never seen anybody do that because it's like a health practitioners, health practitioners here. They're Ontario Society of Nurses. They're actually here in Toronto. They all do it from the pulpit. Like they all do it for me like they're at church. He says that she was the only one. And she said the organizer goes, well, you don't want to do it. We should do that more often. So she made a change to the whole facility. So what I want to do with all this is to tell you this. Is we're all amazing. We all have gifts and strengths. So what I encourage you this is find an accountability partner. Find someone you can work with. One of the things in our search is we need a support group. So who has a support group? Who has people they call that they can talk to regarding their group? Great. The rest of you, find someone. Okay, I have about 2 or 3 people that I reach out and talk to every couple of weeks, and I follow up with them. They follow up with me. What have you been doing? I keep a log. Well, one of the things is, how many people keep a journal? Keep a journal? Keep a journal. Why I need support is that because you're applying for certain jobs, they may call you back and you go, yeah, I applied for the job on June 15th, not months, just a little. Don't remember, because if you don't write down, you know what you're applying for, right? So again, it's all a little bit of some methodology of what you're looking for, because you're investing time to find that career. And when you get there, you want to be proud that you actually went through that work to do it. I think that the environment now is much different than it was in the 80s, where, I worked in the mid-2000s, I worked full-time, and I worked part-time in the video store business. I worked for Blockbuster when they were around. And it was a great experience. I loved the movie industry. And now, last year, I got into acting. So I did 6 months of acting last year. And my feature film comes out next week. I'm so excited. I was telling the gentleman, feature film coming out next week. Can't wait. But again, you know why I did it? Why do you think I got into acting? surprised. You tell me why you think I got into acting. Why? Yes. Fearless? Because someone challenged me from the audience. I was doing a talk. The lady came up to me because you should get into acting. I said, why should I get into acting? I asked her why. Because you think you'll be awesome. I go, what does acting and speaking have to do with each other? She goes, you're right. But I believe that you can do it. So I actually did it. And did 2 mini films, a feature film, a reality TV show, and two videos for my local college. And here's what I learned. I was fearless, yes, but I was willing to improve. I was willing to challenge myself. I wanted to improve. Just like yesterday, someone said, oh, you got to read this book. Okay. I went to find the book, and we'll find it today at, I think it's called Guerrilla Marketing. It's a book. I don't know if everybody's, it's out for like 5 years now. Guerrilla Marketing for Jobs 3.0 by Jay Levinson. You know the Guerrilla Marketing series? They've written a book on for jobs. Probably it's the number 1 bestseller. Okay. I'm willing to learn. So be that. Be active. And this is what I've done. I'm active. And this is what we do. The last thing I'll leave you with is something my mentor Terry Gardner. So Terry Gardner, if you go to www.terrygardner.com, he was one of my first mentors. Terry Gardner wrote a book called How Can I Get Myself to Do What I Need to Do? Say it again. How can I get myself to do what I need to do? And the premise of the book was about mastering time management. Who thinks they got time management figured out? No? One? Nobody? Okay, so he invented, if you go to terrygardner.com, he has some insights on his book. So he created a thing called the Priority Event Management System. And this is my bonus. This is what I want to tie everything together. So you log your day starting from 7 in the morning to 11 p.m. at night for a month. That's what it is, a month. Log in all these events. What are you spending? What are you doing? How much time are you looking for work? What are you doing? Going to any events? Log in your time. The reason is when you put things on paper, what happens?
To do them. You're more likely to do them.
To do them?
It keeps you on track.
Keep you on track, yes.
Look back to see what you did weekly.
Exactly. Exactly. In your head, you don't see it when you put it on paper. I do this exercise a lot with my clients. So put it on paper, you get to see, okay, I spent this much time looking for work online. I went to this event on a Saturday. Okay, did I go, I went to go see a movie. Okay, I went out with Charles there. Okay, so you get to see, and then you see what gaps there are. And I started doing this many years ago. Just Julia just asked me to book her for August, for my radio show in August. And I said to her, I can't. She goes, what do you mean you can't? I said, I don't have my schedule in front of me. You need your schedule. Because she knows. I have my schedule in front of me. I don't know, August 8th that could be. And I got an event on like August 8th or September. I don't know what's going on. I'll let you know my schedule. She goes, give me your schedule. It's just embedded in me. I'm not going to miss something unless I have it on my schedule. Get into the habit. And you don't have to, you can have copies of, a couple copies of Terry's book. When you go online, you'll see the PAM, Priority Event Management System. But again, it's all about that journey. So in part with you, it's about learning. Continue learning. Every day I learn. Like I want to go, tomorrow I want to go rock climbing. Everybody go rock climbing? Remember rock climbing? Well, there's all these Panamania events. So Harborfront, there's zip lining and rock climbing. Well, I haven't made it to the top of the rock climbing part yet. I made it halfway. I want to get to the top. I want to challenge myself. I gotta do it. Tom Cruise can do it. Man, I can do it. Just like, I know he has ropes and everything, but still, we all are growing. And that's the part that fuels me every day. What am I doing? What have I done this week? What have I not done? And it's about listening and having amazing people. And that's why I like having accountability partners. We all have friends who support us. Treat them to a coffee. I wear out Tim Hortons. Okay, I'll take them to all the 2 volunteers came today. I'm sure you was at Tim Hortons house. They don't want it. We're going anyways. Right? So do that. So I hope this all made sense. If you want to come into my table, I'll have a table down in the rotunda. If you want to give me your information, I can email you both the ebooks on these topics, and on my newsletter I have information too. So I want to take a few questions because we have a little bit of time for next speaker. So I have about 3-4 minutes. Anybody have any questions? Yes.
About the follow-up,
Yes.
interview you need a photo. What about before? I mean, you upload online and there's no response in login.
Say that again?
You apply online for
Yes.
the job and there's no response at all.
Yes.
What do you do?
Keep going somewhere else. So sometimes,
Oh, really?
yeah. So if you can, yes, that happens. That's a good question. So if you send the resume to the ether and you have no way to follow up, just go to the next one. You can't do anything about that. I know it's very frustrating, but sometimes if you don't have the email address, you can email them at least. Okay? Or you can check and find them on LinkedIn if you get their name. So yes, that's a little tricky, but again, focus on what information that you have and move forward. It's a good question. But don't get frustrated, because then you'll get frustrated at that part, but don't, just keep going. Yes?
So let's say if you had an interview or you followed up, should you always be giving a thank you note?
Good question. So who does this? That's a very good question. Who does a thank you? Extremely powerful. Extremely powerful. I'm glad you brought it up. Who doesn't like a thank you? Who doesn't like a thank you? I like thank yous. I have hugs too, but I like thank yous too. Absolutely. There's so many ways to do thank you. How many ways? How could you do thank you? There's 3 ways you can do thank you. Tell me 3 ways right now, quickly. How could you do thank you? Email? That's the easy one. Okay, let's go harder.
Letter.
Who said letter? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you card. There's amazing services in thank you cards. Amazing services. There's Hallmark down the street, or there's online services. Yes, I have done that over and over again. Over and over again. 2 of the ones I'm reading. I've done that. Okay. Next.
There's actually e-cards you can send too.
E-cards. Thank you. That's 4. What else? What else can you do? Some obvious one that don't. Tell me.
Call.
Who said call? Hi. What's your name? Huh? Ann Lynn? Hi, this is Ann Lynn. I appreciate, thank you for the online phone interview we did yesterday. I'm just calling to thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity to have the opportunity to potentially be part of Bill Cameron. That's it. I'm very sure they'll call you back. I have done that. See, this goes back to a little bit about that statement earlier, thinking outside the box. It could become a little irritating to hear it, but when actually you're doing it, it works. So here's my statement. I've coined this statement. Everybody else past me has coined this statement. That's okay. But this one I'll leave you with. Trust the process. Write it down. Trust the process. It is a process. From the beginning of applying to this potential career to getting it. It's a process and a journey. It's going to have its ups, downs, sideways, this way. Trust the process. I put it in quotes right in front of you. Trust the process. I did a talk last year in September. And my friend said, that's the best talk I've heard. What did you like? The last part, the last 5 minutes. Trust the process. Okay? It's nothing new, but you got to trust the process. So you trusted that you came here today, you sat down, engage yourself. Listen to the rest of the speakers. Julia, Morale, Jay, Wong. Go down, talk to employers. If you didn't engage with everybody, that's okay. See, there's 2, 3 engage, fine. Go online, find other events, communicate, go on LinkedIn, talk to me, get on my newsletter. There's lots of things out there. You know, tell you proudly that I always seek out resources. Resources king. What resources can I tap into? You know, Joe Collins is sitting back there. He's a good friend of mine. I called him up last week. He came over to assist me. I have another friend downstairs looking at my table. I just called them up. I've known them better in different ways. They've come out to help me out today. Isn't that awesome? Right? Again, just make a phone call. I didn't get on email. I called them. Okay? So, again, I appreciate you listening. We're going to take about a 3-minute break before Julia comes up here. You can go down if you like. You can stay listening to Julia. I'm not going to stop you to the chair, but nice to keep her because I promised Julia I would have a full house for her. But if I don't, then she's going to come after me, not you, right? See, she's laughing in the back. So that's it for this session. Next one is Julia, how to land your job with an amazing talk that I've heard before. Okay? Thank you. If you want to come out to my booth there later on, you're more than welcome to apply for my newsletter. Thank you. Thank you.